Close. We need to definitely unlock our main body real quick and lower the opacity. I need to see Kirby's eyes. I can't right now. So I'm going to go ahead and lower it down. Okay, and lock that main body again before you do anything else. Go to the eyes, cheeks. It's called eyes, cheeks, and smile. We can also include the name for the shadow that's on his foot or his feet. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in just so I can get a pretty good shot of the size of the eyes that I'm trying to create. If we take a look at this, it looks like it's 1, 2, 3 ellipses. So we're going to start from the back and move ourselves forward. If you start here and go this way, they're not going to overlap correctly. So we've got to start with the back. So I'm going to first go ahead and make an ellipse. I did take the blue out for you, so you can do eyedropper and grab the blue. I wouldn't turn on the fill quite yet because we still need to be able to see the other parts. And we are going to be adding a black outline to this one. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and grab a copy of this, Command C, Command F. I'm going to raise that copy up with my Shift key, and I'm just going to make a tweak just to get it to line up against that edge. And then because this is such a big circle and I don't need such a big circle next, I'm going to go ahead from scratch and I'm going to make this ellipse. Alright, those measure up pretty nicely. I like it. So I'm going to start by cutting off the parts that I don't want. What I don't want is this overhang right here. I don't want to cut anything out of here, so I'm just going to simply select these two, leaving this one out, grab my shape builder tool, hold my option key down, and delete out that part. Okay, so let's start by filling this in and giving it a black outline. It didn't turn black, so let me select the black. Okay, and we're going to focus on this one, which is going to be just a solid black fill. So solid black, and then this one will be white. So no stroke, just white fill. There's so many different ways to change your colors in Illustrator. All right, I like it. Let's select it and turn the opacity down just for 1 second so we can make sure that we matched it pretty closely. It looks good to me. So I'm just going to select this and Command C, Command F. I think that's the one thing you really need to focus on for this project as far as symmetry goes. Make your life easier. Just be efficient with your time and not creating 2 different eyes, but create one and then copy it and send it to the front and bring it over. All right, next we're gonna have, we can use the pen tool for this. So I'm gonna actually grab my pen tool and I'm going to click once at the left corner and I'm gonna hold Shift and select at that corner. Then I'm going to grab my curvature tool and I'm just going to simply bend it right down the middle. Okay, obviously we don't need a fill, we need a stroke, so I'm going to turn my fill off and I'm going to increase my stroke size. And by default it makes rectangular ends, which don't look good for this smile, so I'm going to click on the stroke and I'm going to cap off the tips so that now it looks like Kirby's smile. All right, we're almost done. I can't see Kirby's cheeks right now, which is a problem, so I really need to turn off the arms. so that I can put the cheeks where they need to be. Okay, I did not unlock it, I just turned it off. I'm going to grab my ellipse tool, and these are pretty darn simple. These are the easiest shapes to draw on this drawing. So I'm just going to come in here, obviously turn off your stroke, and we want it to be the darker shadow color, and just want to make sure I've got it lined up. Doesn't look like it. I need to make it a little bit bigger. And again, I don't want to make another cheek. I'm going to go ahead, Command C, Command F, and I'm going to hold Shift, and I'm going to send it over to the other side. Okay, last but not least, we have these teeny little shadows. They're highlights on Kirby's feet. I need to turn off my legs, and I'm going to use my ellipse tool. I'm going to turn the fill off so I can see under. And I'm going to try my hardest to match this exactly where it needs to go. Okay, good. Now this is a light color, so I'm going to choose this light pink. So I'm going to select it, eyedropper, light pink, and I'm going to make sure that fill is on. Now this is the same ellipse, but it's actually reflected. So when I go to make my copy, Command C, Command F, I'm going to do a reflection. So I'm going to transform, reflect, click OK, and then travel that over to the other side. It's not going in the same direction. I'm holding Shift, or not. Shift wasn't making it even. So the foot might be a little bit back from the other foot, so that worked out okay, just to move it without the Shift key. And I think we're ready to turn everything on. So let's go ahead and get everything back to the full opacity. So making sure we select that main body. Something looks like it's been turned, the opacity has been turned off. So let's just make sure we have all our parts. I'm gonna lock everything and just focus on the main body. Make sure that opacity is all the way up. Good. Okay, the only little tweak that you might want to watch for, and this is just craftsmanship and paying attention, is this little pink line right here. You can easily, and see how I told you from the beginning, should have tucked this in a little bit better. You can play around with the size so that this will go away. What's causing this to happen is this circle right here needs to be expanded out just a teeny bit, and once I do that, then that line should go away. So it's just going to take a matter of going back, see, and then doing the same thing on the other side. Just extending it out just a tiny bit so that that pink doesn't show. And then you are ready to turn this in. I would definitely turn off the original Kirby's, turn off the color, because we want to prep this for a portfolio. You can also turn off your guides if you want to. Don't clear them, just hide them, because you might want them back on at some point. And then you're ready to go. So other than the little mistake here on the arms, this looks really good. And I can go back and fix that if I want to. So that can be easily remedied. So it's all those little fine details that make everything a little bit neater. Okay, we are going to File, Save As. We're going to save this to, actually I'm going to save my copy. We're going to do File, turn all these off. File, Save As, save it to the cloud. Make sure your last name and first name are on the project. Click Save. Then to turn this in, you're going to do File, Export, Export As. You can make it a ping. Don't save it to your desktop. Put it on your Creative Cloud files and export it. It's going to be saved for screen. Click OK. And then inside of the Kirby project, you should be able to find this file on your computer and drop it in and turn it in. And that is it.